Next and finally for today's show, I think, will be adult life skills.
Adult life skills is one that there's been a big appeal for recently because obviously it's supporting British cinema.
Yeah.
So
I saw Den of Geeks thing saying go see it.
Yeah, that's basically what I was referring to. That's because it's important to support British cinema, even more so after this week's events. So make sure you get out and support your British films, especially this one where Jodie Whittaker plays the 30-year-old, but she's still living in her mother's shed.
She's 29 when the film starts.
But 29 when the film. But basically, she's still living in her mother's shed. And she's basically stagnated in her life. Basically, 15 months ago, her brother died, and they used to be...
Her twin brother.
Twin brother died. They used to be peas in the pod. The EAP is in flashbacks. He played by Edward Hogg. And basically, they used to be peas in the pod. They used to make constant videos with each other, like stupid videos on a website, like I think how to do yours, like basically involving like all these stupid videos and like advice and instructional videos. So obviously that was massive effect on her, and she's not recovered from that. She's basically a hermit in her mother's shed now, doing a day-to-day job where she's basically she's working in a sort of an activity centre, and she's basically just got to do molehills and sort of fix molehills, so it's a pretty bleak existence for her. However, she sort of gets a kinship with this 8-year-old boy who's obsessed with cowboys and Clint Eastwood, and he basically...
The kid's literally called Clint, isn't he?
Yeah, he's called Clint. His mother's got severe cancer, so he's constantly been left in the activities group and Jodie Whittaker's care, so she's got to sort of look after him, and as they develop, the bond between them grows. All the while, she's running into Brett Goldstein's character, who's sort of a bit aloof, and people constantly assume he's gay just because he's got a soft voice, and once he wore pink pants. I like that little character quote of him. It's great. Great little play on the usual stereotypes, but I think it's such a wonderfully refreshing look at something that isn't really talked about, because when we see films that do talk about things like sex and race and gender and religion, there aren't many films that do talk about sort of age in this way, like people who have stagnated in their life, who sort of haven't really, who peaked far too early, or just are sort of lost in their life, like 30-year-olds who still live with their parents, because there are a lot of people who still live with their parents at a very late age. So it's a great way to see that spin on it, and I think the relationship between Whittaker and the boy is just so heartwarming. And with Whittaker, they have got a lead actress who completely nails it in what she does. It's just thoughtful. She evokes great pathos, and just you really get behind her the entire way, and I think it's got a great wit about it. There's some really proper British humour in there, like really awkward stuff and really brilliantly written lines, and I think it's so earnest about itself that you just can't help be swept away by it.
I agree. She executive produced it as well, so maybe she snuck away into the lead role there by some kind of under the table. But no, she is really fantastic.
I wonder how.
No, she is really, really good. Attack the Block was like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
For some reason, I thought she was in Hollyoaks or something, which is actually just like a really good, like sort of career.
She was in Broadchurch as well.
Yeah, she's really good. I like the Bond with the Boy. It's a film that talks about grief in a nice way as well. Like the whole overriding thing about this film is grief, and I think it's really fascinating. And I knew you were gonna like it because it's so just overwhelmingly like happy, and just like you're just a sucker for that kind of stuff.
I know. I've got to admit, I'm an actual sucker.
I can never gauge you though, because you never actually like sort of audibly laugh at these things, but I can just sort of see at the corner of my eye, you've got like a massive smile on your face.
I just couldn't, like, especially at the end and the start. I just love the films that it could have been so cliche, and it could have been so sort of ponderous.
You think British film, and you think, oh god.
Yeah, but it's got a proper earnesty about it, and it's got a real humility to it as well, and deals with these things like grief and the fact that some people are stuck in a rut when they're reaching 30 years old, and it's got the intelligence in the script and the earnesty of the actors to carry that through, and because of that, it is probably one of my films of the year, because it doesn't try to aim for too much. It just tries to tell its own little story with its own characters and in things that some people relate to a lot. I
always think it's quite a gamble when films put in like sort of they make their own little short films.
Definitely.
It's always quite a gamble when films do that, because there's a risk that the films might be rubbish, but they're actually
Pixels.
Really. Yeah, well, that's kind of not what I mean. I mean, like when the actors in the film make their own films and they're presented on the screen, they're actually like a good sort of comic relief for the film, aren't they? Like they're actually really well made.
I thought you were referring to the fact that it started life as a short film.
No.
Okay,
what I'm saying is, like, in the film they make their own films,
and
there's the risk that they might bring the film down as a result. But they're actually really funny and well made. That's Adult Life Skills on the Tyneside now, and it is obviously a recommend.
Yeah, stellar performance by Jodie Whittaker, again, just really funny. Just support British cinema, people.
Yes.
Get on.